For 27 long years, supersonic travel was real. Then it just disappeared. This is Concorde, a metallic beauty which can cruise up to Mach 2 or twice the speed of sound. Enough speed to get you from Paris to New York in just 3 hours and 45 minutes, which in present takes 8 long hours. It represented power, prestige, and innovation. An innovation that pushed boundaries of engineering, and you can see it in the design itself. Sleek profile, needle-like nose, delta wings, every single thing designed for speed. And then, in 2003, it was gone. So what was the reason? How did we just let it go? The answers lie in the era that created it. It was the Cold War era, when the USA and USSR were locked in a race for technological superiority. One such project was the SST.
These radically different-looking aircraft are the results of their work.
Supersonic transport, a passenger aircraft capable of flying faster than the speed of sound. America selected Boeing 2707 in 1966, designed to cruise at Mach 3, but it never even flew due to it exceeding cost. Meanwhile, the Soviet came up with Tupolev Tu-144 in 1968, which could cruise around Mach 2. However, the Paris Air Show crash severely damaged its reputation, and passenger service ended just years after it began. But while both sides struggled, Britain and France took the win. In 1962, the British and French government collaborated to share the cost of Concorde. The design in itself was out of this world. It had this slender 203-foot fuselage and sharp delta wings to minimize drag at supersonic speed. But this thin wing produced less lift at slow speed, so the Concorde needed a special trick. For landing and takeoff, these jets used droop snoot. A cockpit section would angle down to give runway visibility to pilots. In air, it retracted to be pointy and aerodynamic. When Concorde began flying commercially, its cabin quickly became one of the most exclusive spaces in aviation. After all, Concorde wasn't for ordinaries. The Queen, presidents, pop stars, all big names were the regulars. At 60,000 feet higher than any other airliner, it felt less like a flight and more like a private club moving at twice the speed of sound. So what actually went wrong? On July 25, 2000, Air France Flight 4590 ran over debris on the runway, which caused a tire to burst and puncture a fuel tank. Seconds later, the aircraft was on fire, and all 109 people on board were killed. The crash grounded the entire Concorde fleet for over a year. Although safety changes were made and flights later resumed, Concorde never truly recovered. Flying faster than the speed of sound created powerful sonic booms, loud enough to damage windows and lead to bans on flying over land in the United States. It was also very expensive to operate. The fuel bills were huge, and the aircraft carried only around 100 passengers, compared to 300 or more on a regular wide-body jet. To make up for that, ticket fares were extremely high. A one-way ticket from London to New York cost several £1,000s. And by that time, the 9/11 attacks had already shaken the aviation industry, reducing demand for premium travel and leaving little to no room for Concorde to recover. And by 2003, both Air France and British Airways decided it was time to say goodbye to Concorde, taking its last flight in October 2003. Today, Concorde's airframes are preserved in museum, and engineers still studies its design. For nearly 3 decades, supersonic passenger travel was not a dream. It was routine. Concorde proved that flying twice the speed of sound was possible. But building something extraordinary is one thing. Sustaining it is another. In the end, speed alone wasn't enough. Concorde showed the world what was possible, and also what it would take to make it last.